Projects don't just fail overnight, they fall slowly and then suddenly. This can be due to a vague email, a delay, or misalignment, and then boom, everything unravels. Today we are talking about something that haunts every project team, and that is project failure. So here's the good news. This can always be solved. There's always a solution to how you can resolve your team from getting burnout and from failing. This is Figure Out PM, where we break down the messy world of project management into something you can actually use. My name is Valeria, and if you're figuring out things the way I am, then you're already ahead of the game. Let's break it down. The top reasons why most project teams fail. Number one, unclear goals. When your team doesn't have an understanding of where they are heading to, of what success looks like, they are likely going to deviate towards a different direction. A team with a vague goal is like a plane flying without any destination. Yes, the plane is flying, but where is it heading to? So how then do you resolve this issue? You need to make sure that you have clear outcomes with reasonable success criteria. Make sure you document your goals and always share them repeatedly to all your members. The second thing is poor communication. Silence in a team is deadly. When people don't speak up, when they don't update each other, when they don't ask questions, these small mistakes pile up, and then suddenly the deadline is due in 1 week. Half of the team thinks that they still have an extra month to go on with the project. How then do you resolve this kind of issue? You need to make sure that you have an open space where you communicate. You give your daily stand up, you have your weekly recap and status update. You need to make sure that you check for understanding, not just sending updates. The third thing is scope creep. I refer to this as the killer of momentum. A team member just pops up and says, let's add this extra feature. I don't think it's going to affect our project. That is not the best way to approach close to. You need to ensure that you document your extra tasks that you need to add. You review it and then you get it for approval. Why do you have to do this? Because it's going to cause extra confusion. It's going to lead to misalignment in the team. And that is not something you want to experience. So make sure you're the gatekeeper of your scope. The fourth issue is weak leadership. When leadership is absent, when leadership is passive, your team members struggle. There is lack of accountability, there is no ownership, there is poor decision making. So how then do you solve this? As a project manager, you need to take your vision of your project and drive execution. You need to ensure that you are feasible. You need to ensure that you are always present and consistent. The next issue is no risk assessment. The fact that you are ignoring your risks doesn't make it less likely to occur. Instead, it makes you unprepared. And when a risk comes to you as a surprise, it builds down the team. It just burns out every factor that everyone has been putting an effort to make sure that they achieve. So how then do you solve this? You need to ensure that you have risk workshops. You need to identify the risks, set risk owners, and then you have mitigation plans on how you can resolve those risks. Let's flip through the other side and see what successful project managers do to ensure that their projects stay alive and deliver value. You need to ask hard questions. What does success look like in this project? Are we doing too much? What should we avoid in order to make sure that this project comes to life? You need to consistently build alignment. Make sure you document your information. Make sure that you update your team members. Summarize your ideas, your complex ideas in a way that when you explain it to your team members, they have a clear understanding and a clear view. Build psychological environment. When people feel heard, when people feel valued, and they think that their contribution can create an impact in the project, they are less likely to be disengaged from your project. You need to also check on people. Don't just check on your Gantt chart, don't just check on your work breakdown structure. People are the ones making sure that the project comes to life. So you need to always ensure that they are in alignment with you. In this next video, we're going to be talking about the project life cycle, and I'm not sure you want to miss that. Thank you for being here today. If anything I've said resonated, if it sparked a thought, a question, or even just a feeling, then hit that subscribe button. My commitment to you alongside with my team is simple: to consistently bring you real, honest, and valuable content that helps you figure out project management one conversation at a time. Thank you for being here.